All right, last question, John. Uh, all the time you got asked about the Metallica thing when you were asked to join the band. I'm not gonna ask the same question again because I'm sure you're bored of it, but I'm gonna try to make an interesting one. So here
Okay.
goes.
Let's see if you can do it.
What do you think about the Load Reload era by Metallica?
Oh, I don't have a problem with those albums. I think there were some cool songs on those albums. Fueled is a great tune. Memory Remains. I think that they were just taking a chance. I've said that many times before. Metallica has had this really long career, and there's going to be times in your career where you're going to say, let's go over here. You take a turn, a lot of the times, not everybody does that, but a lot of people who are wanting to. I mean, look at Metallica has done the symphony records, and they're really cool and just inventive. And I think taking chances, I think, is really important. That's what I think as an artist. So, I think they did that, and I think it was the right decision. So, I don't have any problems with those records. I think there's some really cool moments on those records.
And what about Saint Anger?
Saint Anger, wasn't top of my list of records, but I do again applaud them taking a chance and doing something different. I think it was the first record with Robert, if I'm not mistaken.
Right? Not really. He didn't record bass. He was there for the tours.
But he was there for the tour, but he didn't do the album?
No, Bob Rock recorded the bass on that one.
Oh, Bob Rock recorded the bass, but it wasn't Jason.
No.
It wasn't Jason, right. So, so again, it was a different time for the band, obviously. I think they were inspired by other things, other groups, taking a chance. I have my own personal opinions about bands, and the last thing I want to do is go, oh, look at that record. That record wasn't good. I don't want to do that because it's as a fan, I listen to records myself, my way. But I'm not here. I'm not a critic. I'm not here to say, oh, look at that record. It's not as good as that record. It's not as good as that record. I just don't want to do that. But I understand why they did do it and the chance that they took. I applaud them for doing that. So
I actually like those songs on Saint Anger. I think the songs are good. They are really fast, really raw. But right. the production is really crappy, man. It sounds like a demo for like a Peruvian underground death metal band.
Well, but I think that was intentional. I think that was intentional. Yeah, let's face it, they didn't go from making the Black album to making Jaeger, and say, whoops, did we do something wrong? God, it sounds so different. Did everybody lose their hearing? I think that they intentionally did that. So now again, whether that was the right decision, I think again, all that always comes down to the listener. It comes down to you and me and the fans to say, well, I don't like it, or they shouldn't have done that. Certainly those songs probably would have sounded very different if they would have recorded them like they did the Black album. But obviously Bob Rock was involved in it, right? So, and he produced the Black album, right? So,
and Load and Reload as well.
And Load and Reload, and those albums sound good too.
Yeah, sound really good.
So, yeah. So, they took a chance. They said, let's make an album that sounds like a demo, basically.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not that was the right chance, that comes down to the listener. That comes down to the fans. So, my own personal opinion, whatever. It would be only my opinion, and really as a fan, not as a singer in another band, because that's not who I am when I'm a listener of music. I'm just listening like anybody else. So, I'm always going to be most connected to those first couple albums because that's when we started as a band, Armored Saint.
You were there.
Metallica, and they're always going to be a little more connected, you know, but when I hear a song on the radio from one of the Load or Reload albums, it sounds awesome. And I crank it, you know, in my car, and that sounds cool. You know, it's powerful. So, you know, I applaud them, and I'm not just kissing ass. I applaud them for taking chances. And when you take a chance, sometimes things don't work out the way you thought. And, you know, I think that's okay. I think that's okay.
If you like this interview, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share the video with all your friends. Also, very important, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell.